Hello, friends. Welcome to Story Behind Podcast. This is the show for people who love hearing a good story and who believe the world could use more positivity. We're the team behind GodUpdates and God2, and we hope these weekly short stories will brighten your day.
A train crashed into Mom's car with her baby inside, and then she realized he wasn't alone. Written by Mel Johnson, read by Julie Provost. Michaela Davis couldn't get her 3-year-old son out of his car seat in time. She looked on in agony as a train plowed into the car where he sat. But this real news story of a boy trapped in the car during a train crash just goes to show God is still at work today. It started out as a normal day. Michaela Davis was driving with her sister Jenna in the passenger seat and her 3-year-old son Camden in his car seat in the back. But as she pulled into some train tracks, things took a terrifying turn. As Michaela pulled into the tracks, she says the railroad gates seemed to malfunction. The one in front of her vehicle came down, blocking them as a train headed their way. Jenna screamed at her sister to back up, but it was too late. The back gate came down, trapping the vehicle on the tracks. With no way to get the car off the tracks, Michaela and Jenna knew they had to evacuate the vehicle. They jumped out, scrambling to the back to try and unstrap Camden from his car seat as the train barreled toward them. "We don't care if we die at this point, just him. We want him to be okay," Michaela said. Michaela tripped, falling on her face. Jenna ripped open the back door, but there simply wasn't enough time. With the door hanging open, the train plowed into the car with Camden still inside. "I blacked out," Michaela recalled. "You really do black out. All I remember is trying to get him out. And when the train took the car, I blacked out. I blacked out completely. I'm thinking my son is dead." Michaela sat there fearing the worst. She couldn't bring herself to look at the car. But then her sister said, "He's crying. Go get him." Michaela rushed over to the crumpled vehicle and couldn't believe her eyes. "I saw him alive. I was just so happy. I was so happy," she emotionally recalls. Camden was terrified and crying, but he was alive. "We didn't expect to hear him cry. That was the best sound in the world," Jenna says. The crash left Camden terrified, but completely unharmed, and everyone, including the rescue crew at the scene, agrees it's a miracle. God clearly put a guardian angel in the car to protect this precious boy. They had somebody with them. There's no doubt after seeing that car that somebody was with them, Camden's grandma, Maureen Davis, says. And looking at the photos from the crash, it is hard to disagree. The real news story of a boy trapped in a train crash goes to show miracles still happen each and every day. He is the one you praise. He is your God, who performed for you those great and awesome wonders you saw with your own eyes. Deuteronomy 10:21.
Health insurance rates are surging in America, leaving millions without affordable options. But Christians don't need to waste money on a broken system. Christian Healthcare Ministries is an alternative to health insurance at half the cost. With CHM, fellow believers contribute monthly to help pay each other's medical bills while lifting one another in prayer. It's financial and spiritual support when you need it most. Join CHM today by visiting chministries.org/wellness. That's chministries.org/wellness.
You know, the Bible tells us, "I will bless those who bless you." That's not just a nice sentiment, it's biblical prophecy. And it's a commandment from God, it's a calling, and right now we're called to act. The teachings of the New Testament are deeply intertwined with the Hebrew Scriptures. As Christians, we are called to honor and respect this shared heritage. The Apostle Paul reminds us in Romans 11:18, "Do not consider yourself to be superior to those other branches. If you do, consider this. You do not support the root, but the root supports you." Supporting the people of Israel is more than a belief. It's a biblical mandate. By partnering with the International Fellowship of Christians and Jews, IFCJ, we can live out this calling together. Just as the fellowship blesses God's children, we know that you will be blessed too. Learn more about the fellowship and how you can live out your faith, bless Israel, and be blessed in return. Visit ifcj.org today. Again, that's ifcj.org. Be the blessing, live the word, answer the call.
Classmate was mocked day after day until 7th grader brought him new shoes. Written by Heather Riggleman, read by Julie Provost. A sweet boy bought new shoes for his classmate and silenced bullies with kindness. It's tale as old as time when it comes to school. A classmate is picked on, bullied, or rejected because their clothes are too small, dirty, or in the case of this boy, old ratty shoes were falling apart. Romeo Early must have had a tender spirit because it profoundly upset him when he noticed classmates teasing Melvin Anderson about wearing shoes that were tattered and worn out. I could tell it was upsetting him, Romello shared. It just put a real bad ache in my stomach to see somebody have to go through that and to be picked on just based off appearance. He couldn't stop thinking about what he witnessed at school. That evening, he brought his burdened heart to his mother and explained what he saw at school. Then he did something you won't believe. With his mom's permission, he bought new shoes for Melvin. I had saved up my allowance, and so I asked my mom to take me to the shoe store to get Melvin some shoes, he said. The very next day, Romello brought in a brand new pair to school, and he couldn't wait to present them to Melvin. It wasn't just Melvin that received a gift that day. Those who knew about Romello's kindness were given a gift of watching generously and compassion in action. When the dean of Romello and Melvin's school heard about it, he took to Facebook to share this monument moment. Brian Brown Jr. wrote, "My student Mello told me he was tired of other students picking on Melvin and his shoes. Mello used his allowance and bought Melvin some shoes. This is what I live for. Be that helping hand." It just so happens Romello warmed his mother's heart too. When she was asked about her son's idea of giving generously to a fellow classmate, she said, "It's not often that you see children give up their allowance to someone else." And that let me know Romello was protecting and trying to change the narrative for his friend Melvin, said Anita James. To be so passionate at 12 years old really says a lot, but Romello is passionate in all aspects of his life: family, basketball, and friends. Whoever sows sparingly will also reap sparingly, and whoever sows generously will also reap generously. Each of you should give what you have decided in your heart to give, not reluctantly or under compulsion, for God loves a cheerful giver. 2 Corinthians 9, 6-7.
Thank you so much for listening to Story Behind Podcast. We're really glad you joined us for this week's story. To see photos and videos that may have been referenced in this episode, check out the links in the show notes. And if you enjoyed what you heard today, subscribe to our podcast, and please tell a friend about us. We'd also love it if you'd rate us and leave us a review. It really does help more people find us. Story Behind is a Salem Web Network production.
For some of us, personal finances aren't just personal. They include loved ones, neighbors, the communities we call home, and the causes we hold in our hearts. At Thrivent, planning your finances is bigger than just money. We help you put your plans into motion and faith into action so you can do more for the ones in your heart. Because sometimes all you need to make a difference is someone to help you make it happen. Thrivent, where money means more. Connect with us at Thrivent.com.